John Luskey of Lusk Archery Adventures. Series testing, successful hunting. Today I'm going to be testing another Grim Reaper mechanical broadhead. I've used these in hunting quite a bit, and I've tested a number of Grim Reapers. You can check out all those tests here on my channel. But thanks to a viewer who donated a pack of these, thank you so much, Logan Hansen. I really appreciate it, Logan. I'm able to put this 1 3/8 inch 3-blade Pro Series tip broadhead to the test, all right? And I'm going to be using my 2023 broadhead test process to find out all the info and background info and explanation of those tests and why I do them and how I do them. Please check out the video called 2023 Broadhead Test Process that I posted earlier this year. And you can also read about those tests and see the score of how this broadhead performs in each of the tests in the description right below this video. And I'm going to be using my Bowtech CP28 set at 72 pounds, Bishop FOC King arrows for most of the shooting, and then Bishop Thad eliminators for the really hard impact shots because they can really handle it. All right, let's zoom on in here, go through some of the design features and specifications, and then put this Grim Reaper 1 3/8 inch 3-blade to the test. Okay, here's a good look at the head. Man, there's a lot of cool stuff about this broadhead. First of all, the materials. The blades are a 440C stainless steel, and they're 0.035 inches thick, so pretty decent thickness to them. And then the tip is a hardened steel tip. This is their Pro Series tip. They make a few different tips for their mechanicals. This is by far my favorite because it's really sharp, okay, like a cut-on contact tip, but it's also a chisel tip, which, I mean, penetrates through really tough mediums very well. I've seen that thing bury really deeply into concrete in previous tests. And then you've got an aluminum ferrule right here. And then you've got this retention cup, which that's a steel retention cup. That's not replaceable. And that's a nice thing. You don't have to worry about O-rings or rubber bands or anything. As the head impacts, it's a front deploying or over-the-top deploying impact. There's a spring inside. It gives it a little give to help it have a little bit better opening size than other broadheads, and the blades sweep back into, with this model, with the black cups, a 40-degree angle to the blades, and pretty sharp blades right there as well. So the total cutting diameter on this is 1 3/8 inches, and so with 3 blades it comes to over 2 inches of cut, 2.06 I believe it is inches of cut. So really nice design to this. I'm eager to put it to the test and see how it performs. It took 200 grams of force to cut through the wire, which is a 10 on a 10-point scale. It penetrated 5 3/4 inches. And here's a look at the entrance hole, which is just the size of the broadhead in the closed position. So it took an extra 75 grams of force to cut through the wire. That translates into an 8.5 on a 10-point scale. It penetrated through 47 layers, and I do think it's noteworthy to point out that the last inch plus of that penetration is just that long tip. It's not actually the blades doing the penetrating, but it still did penetrate through 47 layers. Here's a look at the head after just 2 shots through the MDF. On the second shot, that retention cup broke open and rendered the broadhead, just useless thereafter. So it didn't make it to the third shot in the MDF, and it will not go through the steel plate round. But I do want to test the ferrule strength and shoot it into the concrete. Here it is after the durability testing, and as you can see, it didn't even make it out of the MDF round. This retention cup here, especially in the 100 grain models, is quite weak with a really hard impact. Most of my testing, that's what's happened. It just kind of it just fractures here and falls apart. So it didn't make it into the steel plate round, but I went ahead to shoot it into the concrete to test the ferrule, and man, it penetrated really deeply into the concrete. I love those pro tips. There's no getting that pro tip out of the concrete there. And you can see the ferrule did get a bit of a bend to it as well. So what'd you think? You know, I've really liked Grim Reapers. I love this Pro Series tip, and like I said, I've used them successfully on a number of hunts over the years. But I tell you what, the 100 grain model especially, this retention cup, I like that there's no, replaceable rings or stuff like that in some ways, but man, it's not the most durable system on the market. Pretty much every time I've tested it on not even a really hard impact, but relatively hard impact, it's just broken. It's not done very well. So you can get new ones and so forth, but it just doesn't quite have the durability that I look for. But maybe you really like it, right? Check out the score sheet and see how it performed in the areas that matter to you the most, and see if this might be a good fit for you. And stay tuned for the overall cumulative score as well as the corresponding Lusk grade.